Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I've always referred to this as my greatest kept secret, but it's never really been my secret because I've always loved creating content. So what that meant was putting everything that I believed in, all of my heart, into things such as Descendants of Zombies because of all of you. You see some new posters that I added into the backdrop this afternoon, and I was really honored to put up that Wicked poster because it put me in mind of Clarke and how excited she was when she got the call that she was going to be a part of Descendants, because she always was a fan of things like Descendants and Wicked. So when I saw that poster of Ariana Grande today, the first person that came to my mind was Clarke, because I've always believed she's a beautiful person with so much talent. You see, the reason why I created this YouTube channel was to encourage you guys about your dreams and following them, because you only ever have one path to follow in this lifetime. While it may seem like you have many paths to choose from to follow, the only path you should ever follow is the one that leads you towards your dreams. And that's the one thing I've always wanted to encourage in every video that I had the honor of recording revolving around Descendants of Zombies. You know, Descendants of Zombies has had this very special way of touching so many wonderful hearts. And all I ever wanted to do was be an encouraging voice behind that, to help you make sense of everything going on around you about Descendants of Zombies, because oftentimes a lot of these fan-inspired sites will give you rumors and predictions that really never make any sense to any fans of Descendants of Zombies. So it comes down to what you believe in and what you trust in when it comes to a voice about Descendants of Zombies. I wanted to be that trusted voice that would always say something nice and promise you guys a future that would indeed happen, that would indeed come for all of us to be a part of for Descendants of Zombies. Because I was saying for forever that Zombies 5 was coming in 2027. I had no idea if Zombies 5 was going to come in 2027. I just held on to that hope for all of you. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened, because you guys believed in zombies so much that they had teasers at the end of virtually every movie and setting us up for the next chapter of Zombies. This will never cease to exist. That's the one thing you guys have got to realize and understand, that Descendants of Zombies will never cease to exist because of how much you believe in it and how much heart that you've always had for it. I've loved these conversations so much, and I've obviously looked forward to these conversations every night, because if I had a chance of touching somebody's heart out there for the videos that I would create about Wicked and Descendants and Zombies, then I was going to take myself up on that chance. Because you only ever have one life to live, and always and forever what I've always wanted to leave behind was an everlasting legacy and an everlasting impression. And while that may be difficult for a lot of people to do and accomplish, I was either going to do it or I was going to die trying. I was going to go down swinging, because I knew how much Descendants of Zombies meant to each and every one of you. My greatest dream has always been that every fan of Descendants of Zombies would eventually subscribe here. And there are people here who leave very nice comments for me, encouraging me to keep on creating Descendants of Zombies videos, to keep on going and pushing forward, because you guys never want me to quit. Because so many content creators have quit on you guys. They promise you Descendants of Zombies videos that never seem to happen, that never seem to surface or become available for you on their YouTube channels, because if you subscribe, that's all they've ever wanted from you. You know, I've never cared if this YouTube channel becomes monetized or not, or I qualify for monetization opportunities or the YPP program, which is the YouTube Partnership Program, because this YouTube channel was created for you. I put over $4,000 behind this YouTube channel, and do you think that I've looked back since or had any regrets? No, I haven't. Because I know that this YouTube channel always had a chance of touching somebody's heart. And if I was going to be involved in these conversations about Kylie and Freya, I was going to say something nice. I was going to give you something to believe in more than anybody else ever did. Because just like you, I was a fan of Descendants of Zombies. I loved Kylie so much. I loved Freya Sky so much. My favorite Descendants character was always Ruby Rose Turner's character, Bridget, for how she exemplified such an impression for the young Queen of Hearts. And she let us know what the Queen of Hearts had to endure, which was a lot of bullying. And I endured a lot of bullying in my time in high school because people never really wanted to give me much of a chance. So what I did was I joined a gym, and every day after school I started lifting weights, and I became a stronger person. And I was hoping that one day I would inspire people to also become strong, because you only have so many chances to make opportunities count and really matter, to stand out. And that's exactly what these stars of Descendants of Zombies are doing. They're inspiring you to be stronger, to follow your dreams, to continue to follow along that yellow brick road. Now, I know that sounds very Wizard of Oz reminiscent, but the thing is If you follow that yellow brick road, you never know where it's going to lead. But I promise you, if you follow that yellow brick road and trust in it, it will lead you down a path of promising things to happen for you, like finding true love, having a chance of believing in forever, and really taking a chance on franchises like Descendants of Zombies that have had such a profound impact on millions of people and millions of hearts. You guys have always had a piece of your heart given to Descendants of Zombies, dedicated to your passions of collecting Descendants of Zombies dolls, Descendants of Zombies Worlds Collide Tour hoodies, Descendants of Zombies posters that you got proudly on display in your room. I know because I've seen it in many videos that I've watched created by fans. The fandom of Descendants of Zombies are incredibly supportive, and that's the one thing I've always encouraged in my videos, is for you to continue to be supportive of whoever and whatever you believe in. I always remembered being a fan of Ariana Grande years ago, and despite all the criticism Ariana Grande received in her early days of her career, I knew she was going to go on to become something special. Ever since I saw her on the Broadway musical adaptation of The Lion King, I knew she was going to be something special. I didn't know how she was going to be able to do it, but I knew she was full of talent. Just as the entire cast of Victorious at the time I became first introduced to Ariana Grande were exemplifying, and I knew people like Victoria Justice really had it. And I think that the cast of Descendants of Zombies have those same criterias and have really got it together. So I took a chance on Descendants of Zombies. I spent every bit of money I had on a Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel because I just wanted to give you guys something special back in return for what you did for me and this YouTube channel, because this YouTube channel was always and forever about you, about topics you wanted discussed, about the people that you knew and loved, because for many of you, all you've ever known is what it's like to be a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And I've seen heart and dedication from you guys, and I wanted to give you that same heart and dedication in every video that I would go on to record, which will be over 1,000 videos about Descendants of Zombies. I never imagined that this YouTube channel would have went on to be so well received and so revered for the way I could tell this story and how I had a chance of bringing these stories to life about how I believe zombie apocalypses and alien invasions could happen at any given moment, and how I believe that people like Ruby and Kylie and Freya had so much heart. Those names have forever been distilled in my mind, and I will never ever forget any of them, no matter how old they get or how far they go with their careers. I will never forget the impact and the imprint they've had on my heart for over a decade. For the new Rise of Red cast, they've had an impact on my heart for over 5 years, and the original stars had an impact on my heart for over a decade because of just how much of a special place in our hearts Descendants always held, no matter if we were a fan of the original trilogy and this new spin-off series, which was really fun to become a part of and to become involved with. I know that one of the producers of Wicked were also involved with Descendants, so again, that was a huge chance and an opportunity for people like Kylie to really make names for themselves. And who else out there can say they had a part in a Wicked production member joining the cast of Descendants? So I think that there's so much for them to experience, so much they've already experienced, so much they have yet to experience, because they're finding their place in the world, like many of us are really trying to do. We may never admit to trying to find our place in the world and struggling to find acceptance, but this really happens every day. So the more love and support that we can give to people to make them more believable in Descendants of Zombies and their concepts and the lessons they're trying to teach us, that's what makes our videos so special as content creators, although many content creators never really look at it that way. They just simply look at it as a way to get monetized or to achieve overwhelming popularity. I never wanted that from you guys. I just wanted to, win a special place in your hearts and forever and always hold that special place in your hearts, and to continue to hold that special place in your hearts for forever. I think the greatest reward and the greatest honor that a content creator could ever have is holding a very special place in the hearts of the people that he creates content for, that he or she creates content for, and that they continue to resonate with. Because continuing to resonate with all of you became the greatest honor of my life. Being able to post relatable content became the most fun that I ever had, because I came from a very different industry. Many of you know that I was a former professional wrestling journalist. So being a former professional wrestling journalist, I was caught up within an industry that sometimes was very cruel. Their opinions were very different from my own, and I always remembered, having a passion for Disney. I'd be drawing Disney characters in my knapsack. I'd have a book, a sketchbook, and I'd be drawing Disney characters. Or I want to be talking about Disney on my radio program, which revolved around pro wrestling at the time, and a lot of those guys thought that was really stupid. So after they let me go, I wanted to follow my passion for things like Disney and pop culture content more than anything else in this lifetime. And I had the chance to do that because of all of you. because you guys saw something special in my Disney reviews about movies and TV shows on Disney Channel or Disney Plus, which eventually became a passion for Descendants of Zombies, which many people watch for the first time when they record their first ever reaction video for Descendants of Zombies, which I think really defeats the purpose of ever calling yourself a Descendants of Zombies fan, because you really got to put your heart and all your desire and your passion into talking about Descendants of Zombies. Just don't tell anybody who your favorite character is or your favorite song. Let them know how you feel about those characters, how you thought they were incredibly beautiful, and how you saw a hero in them just like millions of other people did. There are 10.5 million people on social media who love Descendants of Zombies with all their heart. So the least you can do as a content creator is give them something special to believe in and to forever and always hold on to. And that's all I ever wanted to be a part of, was something special that had everything to do and every reason in the book with all of you. Because you guys obviously saw something special in my reviews. You saw something special in every video that I ever had the honor to create, and that's what made this YouTube channel so special and such an honor for me to record and produce. And these are conversations that have obviously held a very special place in my heart for the obvious reasons, because I knew people like Clarke were going to be some of the strongest people in the world, some of the strongest people that I ever saw. Just this past Friday, she finished recording the Carrie Bradshaw music video for an upcoming album, I do believe. And I remember Clarke having the chance to meet so many wonderful fans, and fans were posting photos of themselves with Kylie, having the chance to meet her for what I presume was the very first time. And I got to thinking about just how precious time was, and we never seem to know how much time we have, but I think that's what makes time so valuable, is never knowing how much time we have to spend with the people that we love. And I think that as time passes, we learn to appreciate it more. And I think that seeing these photos of fans with Kylie was such a huge honor for me, because it really allowed me to put into perspective just how valuable times and the friendships that we have with those people really mean to us in our lifetime. Because I think moments like these are so precious. Moments like you created the Worlds Collide Tour that we will recreate and run back for you guys in the fall of 2026. And moments that will continue to hold a very special place in your heart for many years to come. Descendants of Zombies is not going anywhere, and Descendants of Zombies will be eternal. Because that's what I'm here to ensure, is that Descendants of Zombies will be eternal for all of you. Because I know there are a lot of people out there that are discouraging that Descendants of Zombies has ever had a chance of being eternal. But what it comes down to, and what means the most, is how much Descendants of Zombies means to all of you, and how it's held a very special place in your heart for a very long time. We've obviously become stronger together because of Descendants of Zombies, because one of the most beautiful things that I see are people realizing their dreams from all of this. One of the most beautiful things I see are people becoming stronger, because even when you think that you're not strong, you really are, because girls are some of the strongest people in the world, and that's something I've given you a profound amount of credit for. You may not think it because you're still relatively young and you're figuring out your place in the world, but as you get older, you will realize that you are one of the strongest forces in the world, and you are going to leave a significant impression and impact on the lives of the people that you touch the hearts of. And trust me, I'm right on that, because I trust in all of you for being a dedicated fandom. And what a dedicated fandom is that you never quit on the people that you've loved and supported for forever, and you never quit on losers like me, who create channels like you with Wicked posters and Sonic the Hedgehog posters and posters of Stitch, because just like you, he knew what it was like to be a fan, and he believed in the future for Descendants of Zombies, and was so excited to be a part of that, and to share in all of that with you, because we only ever have one life to live, only one go around, and I think we should really make it count, because the friendships that we have in our lives, the people who come into our lives without ever any explanation being offered, that's what makes this so special, and that's what's to be honored. So let's honor your favorite stars. Let's continue to honor them in their future, which is looking very bright. The futures of Clarke, Freya Sky, Malia Baker, Liamani Segura even, are looking brighter than ever before, and I feel so honored to be a part of them with all of you, because this never really happens for a whole lot of content creators. So every 240,000 of 40 million content creators go big on YouTube, and this YouTube channel was one of the YouTube channels that were able to do that because of you. Just think about those numbers for a second. Only 230,000 of 40 million content creators go big, and this YouTube channel was one of those channels that did, because of the love and support that you guys had for me. You saw something special in my stories. You obviously saw a hero in me. You saw a person exemplifying great strength. And because you saw a person exemplifying great strength in me, It became the greatest honor of my life to talk about Descendants of Zombies and to have these conversations with so many wonderful people, because if I could be a part of these conversations, I was going to offer you something special to believe and trust in, a dedicated voice for Descendants of Zombies, which has been a long time awaited for many fans of Descendants of Zombies, and I feel more than honored to have been that for so many wonderful people. Thank you so much for having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel. Forever and always, you guys will have me as the host of this show, and you will always have this YouTube channel. So if you're looking for something nice to be said about people like Kylie and Freya, who you may be fans of, I would love for every fan of Descendants of Zombies to subscribe here. And to the recent subscribers who have come into this YouTube channel, hi. It is my honor to meet you. My name is Jonathan Clarke. I do read down through every comment. I want you guys to know that, and they hold a very special place in my heart. Thank you so much for having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite. You're all wonderful and very beautiful people, and thank you so much for believing in this YouTube channel enough that you would have made it your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. I will see you guys in the next video, which will come your way tomorrow morning between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m., which is a conversation that I can only hope that many of you are going to join me for. Thank you so much for holding a very special place in your heart for Descendants of Zombies, and as always, thank you so much for having watched this video.